Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to a video called Canadian Money Explained. So this is good. I don't think I've ever seen a Canadian bill or coin in my life, so this is going to be interesting. Let's check it out and comment, like, and subscribe.
Hello, in this video I just want to explain to you about the Canadian money. So I'm starting with the coins, and our first coin here is the nickel, and our nickel has typically. Now you
They have a beaver on their nickels? Oh my god, that's incredible.
may notice that we do not have a penny. A nickel is 5 cents. A few years back, Canada got rid of the penny, and if you're paying by cash, you will your bill will be rounded up or down. If you're paying by debit or credit, then you're still paying those pennies. So we start with our nickel, which
they always round it up. They never round it down.
5 cents.
I love the beaver.
Next we have our dime, which is 10 cents.
What is that?
And then we move into our quarter.
Oh, I wanted to know, what was it? Some sort of mountain?
Which is 25 cents. Now this is the traditional quarter here with the moose on it. However, for different
this is so incredibly Canadian. They have beavers, they have moose. This is so funny.
We come up with some other quarters. This one was back in 2010 with the Olympics. And we also have this one here. I'm not exactly sure the occasion, but you will find these are in circulation, and so it might be fun if you're paying by cash and getting change. Always look at your coins and see if you got a special one in your change. Next we have our loonie. It is actually a $1 bill or $1 coin.
Okay, what on earth is a loonie? It's $1. I love the fact that it's golden.
And it's called the loonie because it originally had a loon on it, which you can find a lot in Northern Ontario. And but they use the loonie as well to do a lot of different coins, such as this one here was commemorating the right of the woman's vote. But again, there's piles of different loonies in circulation, so always look.
You can collect them. I think that would be very, very good. I think it's better to collect them. I don't know how inflation is in Canada, but I think usually nothing costs a dime or a loonie. Well, a loonie's $1, but what costs $1 these days? It would be very funny to kind of collect them
to see what you get. And our last coin is referred to as the toonie. It is the $2 coin.
$2?
There is no loon on it, but because of the loonie, we have the toonie. And those are all of our coins that
they're so pretty. I love that they have animals and stuff. Well, not all of them, but I think they're very particular. They're so nice, but I love the ones with the animals.
And now we move on to the fun
now we have
money,
people.
Our bills. So our bills got a redesign, and they are now made from polymer. They also have this really cool see-through effect on it.
It's see-through.
Cool hologram.
I don't think I've ever seen that before. I love it. It's so original.
On the front is typically a political figure. This is Sir Wilfrid Laurier. He was a past prime minister.
Okay.
And on the back we'll have something related to Canada. This is the Canadarm2.
Ooh, okay.
So that's cool. And then there's also braille.
I like that they have a maple leaf on the bills.
Up here, telling you it's I'm assuming it's saying $5 or something. So that is our $5 bill. And you'll notice that they're all different.
I'm noticing they don't have $1. Well, yeah, because they have coins. Okay, yeah. But it's weird that they don't have $1 bills. But again, maybe it's just because we have the coins.
So our 5 is blue. So our $10 bill is purple. Now, a few years ago, they got a redesign. They're always redesigning the money. And
love the see-through situation. I love it. It's so pretty.
But the new one actually goes this way. I just didn't have one to show you. And the design goes this way rather than this way. And it actually won a money award.
Particular.
So it was sort of cool.
Has a money award,
here as well.
Who are those people?
And then on the back of this one, it was just depicting a few scenes across Canada.
I like that.
Our $20 bill is green, and because we're part of the...
Surprised to see the Queen on the $20 bill. Shouldn't she be in the 100 or the highest bill. It's weird that she's in between.
Commonwealth, we have the Queen on it. And then
I love that
is,
green.
Monument from Vimy Memorial.
I love the green. It's very pretty.
Then we get into our 50, which is sort of a reddish pink.
Yeah, it's red.
There you see the back. And then the
Who's
100,
that guy?
which is sort of a brown. Now, just talking a little bit.
Who's this guy? It must be very important if he's in the $100 bill. $100, yes. For 1 second, I blinked out. It's dollars. Yes, it's still dollars.
Money. A lot of places now are offering they just want you to pay with debit or credit. However,
Yeah.
I know a lot of taxis still prefer cash, even though you can pay debit or credit. And say if you want a hot dog from a hot dog vendor or an ice cream truck, they want you to pay in cash. So it's always good to carry some cash with you when you are traveling, even though the majority of places will want debit or credit. The other thing is, when it comes to 50s and 100s, a lot of places may not take them. Now that we have this new money, it's safer for the companies, but with our old money, there would be counterfeiting. And so they wouldn't take, some people take 50s, 100s is harder, but
yeah, there are some places that are they don't really like get they don't, well, so they'll take it, but begrudgingly. They'll accept your $100 bills. Not as much as 50, but I think the 100 ones are a little bit harder in some places. They just don't like it because they think it's counterfeit, so they'll do the whole process or whatever. But I can understand. Although, yeah, I would love to know what can you buy with this.
There's lots of banks downtown if you're visiting that you can exchange your money for smaller bills.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And just to give you some idea of things, like to ride the streetcar costs about $3.25. You can get a hot dog and drink probably for $5. So just having some 5, 10s, and 20s will help you in your day. I always carry a little bit of cash on me, even now, just for these times when I'm either buying something that doesn't cost so much or they only accept cash. So hopefully that helps you understand our Canadian money and gives you a bit more idea of what you need if you are traveling to Toronto or Canada.
Okay, I love this video. I have to say I'm one of those people that don't really like carrying cash just because it makes me very stressed. I think I don't really know how to count things. I don't know. Just anything that has to do with numbers and math, I think my brain short circuits, and then I get a little stressed about the whole situation. I get a lot of anxiety, so I just rather have cards, and I'm all for all credit, debit, whatever, contactless, your phone, whatever it is. I'm not a fan of carrying cash. But just because it's more of the hassle, and I know it's a personal thing. I think it's not just that. I think I get a little. I don't know why, but it's just the actual, I think, exercise of counting your bill, and then you have to, it's 200, and then you have to count the bills. I haven't done, I don't know. It's something that it's a process that I don't really like that. I don't really enjoy this, although I know it sounds so silly, but I don't really like this. I know I'm not alone. I don't really like carrying cash just for that reason. I just rather have my card. But I do really like those bills, and I think it's different. Obviously, and I do understand, yes, you always need to have cash because of, like she said, you need to have, because you never know. So sometimes you're out and you're craving something. So maybe, I don't know if a coffee, but yeah, maybe you want a hot dog, or it is in the street. I think street vendors tend to be, they'll accept your card. Yes, sometimes, usually, in most cases. But I think a lot of street vendors, specifically with food, I think they're more, oh, come on, do not pay, please, did you have cash? Yes. It's more, they'll again, they don't really like taking your card. So of course, in case you're out and yes, you're craving something from a street vendor, you need to have those lower bills. And okay, well that I think I can handle that. It's, well, whatever. It's just it's because they'll tell you, right? So it's 3. So whoa, I know that. I don't know how much is my change. I don't know. I get very stressed about the whole situation. But I really do like it, and they're very pretty. I do have to say, my favorite one was the $20. I just, not because of the Queen and I have some particular affinity for her, but I just really like the design of the bill. I love it. It's very pretty. I love that green, that particular shade of green. I think it's gorgeous. And the shade, I don't really know what the shading. It's the see-through part. I like that it's not, I don't think I've ever seen that in a bill, but I really like how it's sort of curved. It's not just a stripe. I think a lot of bills tend to have, obviously they don't have the see-through thing, but when they have the little, I'm guessing the security bands, like, the weird bands that the bills usually have, they tend to be straight. I like that in this case. I would assume this is making the case. I would assume that's made of some particular type of material, and that's made, they do this in order for it to be harder to counterfeit. I don't know. I know bills have a very special design for a reason, but I do like the see-through. I think that's very original, but I like that it's not completely straight, it's curved, and I think they all had different shapes. I like it because they also have the shading to the sides of the shape of the see-through part. It looks like a gem, it looks like a jewel, and I love it, especially because, again, in the case of the green one, it looks like an emerald. I like it. It looks shiny, it looks reflective, I love it. The purple one looks like an amethyst, the blue one looks like a turquoise. The red one looks like a ruby. I like that. It's very pretty. I don't know, I really do like that design. Although, again, my favorite is the green one, just because I think it looks it's actually the one that I think catches more of your eye. I think if you're seeing all the 5 bills, I think that's the one that really, your eye constantly goes there, because I think it's just a particular, and it's such a pretty nice shade of green, that I think that was my favorite one. I think I would love to know, because I think one of them was Prime Minister, but all the other guys who were there, I don't think I've recognized the others. There was one bill that had a bunch of people, probably scientists, maybe scientists that have won the Nobel Prize, Canadian scientists. I have no idea, but I'm just guessing. And the 2 other guys, I don't know, I would assume, again, another Prime Minister, and probably, I don't know, the other, the one that got, I don't know, no, because who won? Well, with Canada was technically, they're independent, they're part of the Commonwealth, but they're independent, so maybe the guy that won the independence, I don't know, the one considered their founding father. I don't know if Canada has the equivalent of a founding father, would love to know, but I think it was, the 100, especially the one that's in the $100 bill, just because usually the $100, the highest bill, that's a place of honor, so they usually put someone very famous, or very, not famous, I think it's not about who's famous, it's about who's important and who has done things for the country. So I would love to know who that guy is. And as for the coins, love the coins. I think they are so incredibly pretty. I love the fact that it's golden. I think I do like that the golden ones are obviously not that similar. You will know, yes, ones are silver, the other ones are golden. And it's quite, because again, when you're counting your cash, or you're counting your money, you usually want to do this fast, right? And that's why I really like, just use your card, because you don't have to count, and you don't have to do the calculation. I have to, how much is it? $1, I have a $20 and a $10. You don't have to count this. It's just whatever is just the exact number. But again, I'm being very, I have to do this fast, because I'm in the people that's in the cashiers probably, hey, you have to, they're not telling you this, but I think maybe it's all in my mind, but it's all, oh my God, please hurry up. There's people behind you on the line, and you have to count your money. You have to count how much is the bill. So I really do like the coins, because they're all different shapes. They're not different shapes, different sizes. So it makes it easier to recognize, I have a dim because it one's smaller, and a nickel is a little bigger. It's a dime, and whatever. Like, you'll know which one is it, just because the sizes. And of course, the ones that are a little bit higher, the loonies, I think they were called, that's just $1, and you'll know because they're golden. So it's easier to just, if you have your wallet, your purse, whatever, you're going to be able to, I'm going to be able to grab them easier, and I'm going to be, yes, because I have a bunch of golden coins, so I know that I can probably come up with, how much, $10, $5, how much is it? So I really do like this, and I absolutely adore the idea and the fact that they have animals. I think that's so charming. Again, it's very whimsical. Obviously, I understand why they put people on those, on the money, because people obviously are the ones that have done things for the country. But I do really love the idea of putting nature, and specifically animals. I think obviously nature is nice, but I think animals are just very cute, and they are very well represented, because I think with landscapes and natural things, I think it's harder to translate. Obviously, the beauty of the landscape, I think it's really hard to translate that beauty to a coin, because the coin is just, oh well, yeah, I'm seeing it, but am I actually? However, they have a moose, they have a beaver. I love that. It's all very, it's adorable. And of course, you're gonna know it's a dog, it's a bird, it's a bear, whatever it is, you're gonna know. And it's really easy. So I love the idea, and it's so Canadian. I love the idea of them having a moose, and what was the other, the beaver. They're so Canadian. I absolutely adore it. And I guess if I ever go to Canada, I would actually make the effort, not only of carrying actual physical cash. I would love to take up one of those tokens, especially the coins. Those coins, especially the beaver one, I think it's adorable. I would absolutely grab and take home the little beaver, the beaver coin. I think that was what, a nickel? I can't remember, but it was my favorite one. But these are adorable, and they have really good money. I love how original it is. But that was it for today, and I'll see you next time. Bye!